Hi, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Adriana, and this is a space where I love to share recipes with you that I love, especially plant-based Mexican recipes. And today is no exception. I want to share with you another classic recipe that you're probably very familiar with, but you know it by a different name, that of salsa a la mexicana, also known as pico de gallo. For this recipe, we're going to need 1/4 cup of chopped white onion, 1 serrano pepper chopped, 1 tomato chopped, 1/4 cup of cilantro chopped, 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, and the juice of 1 lime. Before I get started on the recipe, I want to share with you a little bit of history as to why these two names are commonly used for that one dish. So typically in Mexico, when you have a recipe with the name a la mexicana at the end, it just means that we're using the 3 colors of the Mexican flag, that of red, white, and green. So the salsa a la mexicana will have those ingredients that have those colors. A pico de gallo recipe is actually a variation of ingredients that are typically combined either for an appetizer, for a garnish, or just as a side dish. So it's not necessarily that there's one recipe of pico de gallo, because honestly, there's many different variations of a pico de gallo all throughout Mexico. In the southern states, they often use orange, sometimes not even lime juice, but actually a sour orange. Sometimes they'll use jicama. The different kinds of chilies used in a pico de gallo can vary between jalapeno, serrano, chile piquin. I mean, there's just so many variations. In the northern states, a pico de gallo will more than likely be closer to a salsa mexicana, but again, it can still vary so much from family to family. In my state of Guanajuato, my pico de gallo actually included a sour fruit from cacti called joconoistle. So again, there's just so many different ways to make a pico de gallo that it would just be an entire video on its own. So delicious. Everything's really well balanced. The salt, the lime juice, the heat that you get at the end of the serrano. It works so well in this recipe, and it's so beautiful. As the name a la mexicana, as I shared earlier, represents those 3 beautiful colors of the Mexican flag. And it's just such a beautiful representation of the simplicity of real rustic Mexican food. Perfect. So there you have it, salsa a la mexicana. A very simple recipe, but such a staple in Mexican cuisine. I hope that you get to try out this recipe and pay attention to those small little details that will make this recipe even better. And if you do try it and enjoy it, please leave a comment down below. Make sure to share this with a friend, and don't forget to click the notification button and subscribe so that you don't miss simple recipes like this in the future. Buen provecho.